Hey, good morning. I'm in Tel Aviv. I'm on my way to the north of Israel to the Alma Institute Research Center. It's just south of the evacuation area in the north. A lot of people don't know, but because of Hezbollah rocket fire, much of the north is completely evacuated. So I'm headed up there to find out more about what's going on so I can let you know. So goodbye Tel Aviv and see you soon. So a lot of people don't understand, but we're just all intertwined, all the Arabs and the Israelis on the way up to the north. So we just got to the Alma Research and Education Center up here. And basically what it is, it's an institute that teaches people about the security challenges on the northern border. And there are plenty of them, which you might not know about. And I'm going to try and show you what's going on. You know, it took an hour and a half for me to drive here from Tel Aviv, and I want to show you the map. This is the north of Israel. If you see this pin here, this is where we are right now. That's Alma. And over here you see a blue line. You see that blue line? That's the border. Now this is the border. We're 12 kilometers from the border, and they've been bombing every day. All over here. Okay, that's been going on every day for months. People might not know about that, but that is really happening. And we're right here. And I'm going to zoom out so you can see. That's the north of Israel. That's how close we are. Everyday bombs, everyday rockets. Hey, so everyone, this is Sarit.
Hi.
Sarit, why don't you tell everyone who you are?
I am the founder and president of Alma Research and Education Center. We focus on Israel's security challenges on the northern borders. A lot of knowledge is produced here on these issues: Hezbollah, Iran, Lebanon, Syria, especially now during the war.
Wait, why are we walking down these stairs?
Because we are going to the bomb shelter. It's very important that if you come and visit me, you should know where the bomb shelter is, which is actually 2 floors down from Alma, from the center itself.
Okay.
Let's get in.
Okay.
It is always open since the war started. It's not locked.
All right. So this is
That's our bomb shelter. So we are fully prepared. Yeah,
reinforced.
It is all cement.
What's that up there?
All the bomb shelters in the building are one below the other, so that way you can connect. To tell you the truth, on October 10, there were alerts all over the Galilee. We were afraid that we have an invasion, just like what happened in the south. We came here, we walked from here, and one of the things that we said that we have that, so if there will be an invasion, we can block the door with that. We said that nobody should stand next to this, because if somebody will stand next to this and there is an invasion, we are going to get shot. The feeling was a feeling of existential fear.
Sure. And rightly so.
The scenario is very realistic until now. I want to show you some photos from the war. Let's start with that one. What you see here is an anti-tank missile, very advanced one, Russian technology, distance of 8 kilometers. This was taken 8 kilometers from where the missile was shot. It was taken from a vehicle. Actually, this is one shot of a video of the camera that is inside the vehicle, and the missile just missed the vehicle from where this photo was taken. Being launched every day since this war started against vehicles, against farmers, against soldiers, everything except not only tanks. This is what I want to say. Though there are anti-tank missiles, they are not launched necessarily against tanks. And this is a true problem because you cannot intercept these missiles unless they are targeting tanks. I was there, one of the communities next to the border, the northern border. People build a beautiful house. They build a parking for their private car. Today, all of them are evacuated, and there is a tank in the parking instead of a private car. It looks funny, but actually this is the tragedy of the north because 30 communities were evacuated. My father went to walk with the dogs. He saw the explosion in Lebanon, probably an IDF attack in Lebanon, and he just photo. This is a destruction in one of the kibbutzim in Israel next to the border, where more than half of the homes were damaged by these bombings of Hezbollah. And this is how you see the credit photographer. This is how the roads are blocked whenever there is a situation assessment that missiles are on the way, or we understand there is a risk, so IDF blocked the roads to these empty communities.
آلاف مقاتل للسيطرة على مدن الجليل الأعلى ومستوطناته. قسمت هذه الدراسات المقاتلين إلى 5 فرق هدفها الاستيلاء على 5 قطاعات من الجليل الأعلى. يتولى حزب الله إمطار منطقة الشمال بمئات الصواريخ دفعة واحدة، ما يمثل ضربة أولى قوية لمستوطني الشمال. وتتقدم بعدها الفرق على النحو الآتي: الفرقة الأولى تخترق نقطة الناقورة باتجاه الحدود وتجتازها نحو مستعمرة رش على طول 7 كيلومترات للاستيلاء على مدينة نهارية التي تقع على البحر الأبيض المتوسط ويسكنها 55,000 إسرائيلي، حيث يرجح أن تجري السيطرة عليها بالنار في المرحلة الأولى، ما يجعل من ساكنيها رهائن يصح استخدامهم دروعا بشرية.
Okay, Sarit, so, what was interesting is that I just learned that Hezbollah has 10 times the amount of firepower as Hamas.
10 times more than Hamas.
That's scary.
It is. The capability of Hezbollah is to launch thousands of missiles every day to Israel if they fully use their capabilities.
I mean, there was one other thing that fascinated me. Sorry that my mouth is full. Is we saw a video that you showed which shows basically the Hezbollah attack, which actually mimics the Hamas attack, but the Hamas attack of them coming over the border while they're firing rockets. This video and this plan, which was publicized on TV in Lebanon by the Hezbollah, was 10 years ago.
10 years ago, even more than 10 years ago, Hezbollah declared that it is planning to invade Israel, and the details are exactly the details of the attack that Hamas executed on October 7th. And when I saw that video again on October 8th, I just searched for the videos and I looked for it again. I was surprised.
I don't understand something. 10 times more powerful. They have missiles that can reach the south of Israel. They've already planned this. Why the fuck is no one talking about this?
I don't know. Why nobody's talking about this? We are experiencing war here since actually October 8th. There are attacks that are coming from Lebanon every day. Missiles, drones, anti-tank missiles, which are not against tanks. Just the name is anti-tank missiles, which are very accurate. Every day we have attacks here. My life are completely different since October 7th.
So what's the problem?
In awareness, people don't know. This is the untold story. People don't understand that the threat from Lebanon is even greater than the threat from Hamas.
Okay, hold on a second. So do you hear that, guys? Okay, so people don't know. So now you guys know. So you need to share this. Now, Sarit is doing incredible work here, but we need to help Sarit get the message out because the north of Israel is literally under fire, and it could be a lot worse.
It could be a lot worse. We are personally afraid for our lives here because we know that Hezbollah was prepared for an invasion, and for some reason, Hamas was the starting maneuver, if you like, okay? We don't know exactly when Hezbollah will decide to send these commando units to Israel. We don't know.
So in a nutshell, you come from the intelligence forces, right?
Yeah, in the past.
In
yes.
the past, right? But actually you're a mother and you have family here. And you came from the center and you've been living here in the north how long?
16 years.
Okay, so this is not just like, it's maybe a skirmish or a war with Hezbollah. This is like personal.
It's the most personal thing you can ever imagine. Yesterday somebody told me, yeah, maybe Hezbollah would not do the same atrocities of Hamas. So I said, okay, maybe they'll just shoot me and not cut my breast off. What does that matter? If their plan is to kill Israelis and to invade to the Galilee, and they are capable of doing that, and they are spread just on the other side of the border, and they have munitions in every third home of the Shiite towns in Lebanon, what does that matter? How are they going to kill us?
So wait a second. So we know what Hamas wants, right? We know what Hamas wants, but what does Hezbollah want?
Practically the same thing in a different way. Because Hezbollah wants to distribute the Islamic Revolution values and wants to take over Lebanon. And if it creates a campaign against Israel, even though it may destroy Lebanon, eventually it will help it to take over Lebanon because it will weaken all other players in Lebanon.
So wait, so Hamas is radical, fundamental Islamic jihad organization, just like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and Hezbollah is pretty much the same thing.
The difference is that Hamas is Sunni and Hezbollah is Shiite. Muslim Sunnis, Muslim Shiite, we are used to the fact that they are fighting each other, but people don't know that in some cases they collaborate with each other.
Right,
They
but right
learn
now,
from
as
each
far as
other.
I'm concerned, I don't give a fuck. They're Islamic radical jihadists, and they want to kill me. And not just me, they want to kill Christians, they want to kill
Yeah.
anyone that doesn't kneel down to them, right?
I agree.
Okay, well, I mean, you can agree, but that's the truth, right?
In
They don't hide it,
In
right?
Lebanon, the greatest opponents to Hezbollah in Lebanon are Christians.
Why aren't we
Okay.
hearing them? Why aren't we hearing
We
them?
hear them, but the problem is that sometimes it's misleading because people think that the Lebanese are against war. The Christians of Lebanon are against war.
But the Muslims,
But the Muslim Shiites that are actually the base of Hezbollah were indoctrinated for the culture of death and the culture of hate. In the funerals of the Hezbollah military operatives that were killed by the IDF in the current campaign, the people shout, "Death to America, death to Israel."
let me ask you one more question. You can have some bamba. Or not. No,
With Crohn's disease, it's better. Less is better.
we're all human beings here. One question, and I know it's a very, very big answer, but I'm going to ask you to try and keep it. The Iranians. What have the Iranians got to do with all of this?
First, I want to emphasize it's not the Iranian people, it's the Iranian Ayatollahs. And the Iranian Ayatollahs are following the Islamic Revolution ideas and values, which the main idea is to spread these values all over the world, these values of complete loyalty to the supreme leader of Iran, these values of radical interpretation of the Shiite Islam. And this is being done as we speak, not only in the Middle East, but elsewhere in Europe and in the United States. They establish mosques that educate the children to the same values.
You know, the thing that kills me is why ordinary, I mean, forget the Jewish people. I mean, we're on the front lines, but like, why aren't people talking about this? Is it because they're being played? The Iranians are doing so well with playing two sides at the same time?
I think that people want quiet. Even in Israel, you know, if we look at the failure to give alert to what Hamas had done, it was around a psychological barrier that people wanted quiet. But actually this quietness is a lie. It's fake, because at the same time, these terrorist groups build their capabilities, extreme capabilities, against Israel, and at the same time, Iran, as we speak, is progressing with its nuclear project.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for, I know you can't, I'm all for the Allied forces dropping billions of bombs on the Iranian nuclear facility and just destroying it. I don't understand why it hasn't happened, but also to stop continuing with the hate and their agenda, which is quite literally to destroy and end Israel.
I always say that I don't understand why the world expects Israel to attack the nuclear facilities.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because they want to keep going to their Starbucks and they want to go to Target and they want to binge watch Netflix TV. And I don't think it's out of animosity. I think they just want to continue with life and they don't want to know. And I wouldn't want to know either. We wouldn't want to know, but we're on the front lines. But anyway, I mean, Iran is dangerous, and I guess Hezbollah, it's an imminent threat. Like these attacks are happening daily for months, and to me, anyway, it's a matter of time. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Okay, where are we?
We're in community in the Western Gallery. I'm not going to say the name.
Okay.
But that's my hometown.
You said it's your hometown?
Yeah.
Okay, so why are we here? Oh,
Because
that's the
We are 9 kilometers from Lebanon. If you look a little bit like to 1 o'clock, you can see two communities on the horizon line. One, maybe you can even notice a mosque there. It's in Lebanon. And the other one with the red and white antenna, it's in Israel, and it is being bombed every day by the community from the left.
So we're around 12 kilometers from the border, or a little
Here
closer?
it's 9 kilometers.
9 kilometers. So all of these buildings here,
This is Israel.
this is Israel. So, for example, that town that you can see over there, That's evacuated, right?
The town on the farthest ridge are all evacuated. The towns that are closer to us, people are still here, but many people left voluntarily. Because we see the war, we hear the war. Yesterday I was here. Yesterday morning I was here, and all of a sudden we see 3 mushrooms of smoke just coming from over there. This was an IDF attack in Lebanon.
And you live not so far away from here.
Yeah.
Right. And you have kids.
I have kids here. I raised my kids here.
And how do you deal with the fact that, you know, your kids are at home, or maybe like you don't?
They are not home alone anymore.
Yeah.
I don't. The life has changed since this war started. Yeah, I don't leave my kids alone anymore. And at first they didn't go to school. Now they are going to school. But we hear the booms. My dog broke 2 doors.
Oh, like to escape the.
From the explosions. The dogs are terrified. Life is different than the.
Okay, so Sharit, where are we going?
We are heading to Rosh Pina, and from there to Kiryat Shmona.
What's Kiryat Shmona?
Kiryat Shmona is the biggest town that was evacuated. He was just driving the opposite direction.
Yeah, where's he going?
I don't understand what he was doing. Kiryat Shmona is the biggest town that was evacuated. It has 22,000 people, and 90% are not there. We're going to meet the rabbi.
Okay. But first Rosh Pina.
And first Rosh Pina. And Rosh Pina is just, we're going to meet somebody who lives in a kibbutz next to Kiryat Shmona. Who became, during the war, he became a local leader. He established a lobby. The name of the lobby is 1701, after the United Nations Security Council resolution that was supposed to create a new order in South Lebanon to bring security to the people in South Lebanon and in Northern Israel, and none of that happened. So
surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. So he established a lobby of people that are living here, residents, to put the pressure on the Israeli government to actually solve the problem, not to satisfy it with any compromise that will not solve the problem.
Okay.
He will tell you all about it.
Okay. You know, it's amazing to me is just like all of this stuff is happening. You know, we see it happening in the south. We've seen it happen in the south, and like in the north is just, it's the same fucking thing. It's like it's happening. You know, the rocket attacks are happening, but like what could happen, it could happen, and it could be much worse. And not a lot of people know about it. Not a lot of people are talking about it. So remember, that's why we're here, and I want you to just share this, just for awareness, so that people are aware of what's going on here. What's that flag? Where are we?
We are in Khofesh. It's a Druze town. You can see Israeli and Druze flags all over the town. It's a town of heroes.
What are the Druze? For people that don't know.
It's a small religious sect in the Middle East that departed from Islam 1,000 years ago. Wherever they live, they are loyal to the government, to the local government. So the Druze in Israel are obliged to serve in the army. You look at that. Jawad Amer, the son in the right, he was killed in October 9.
October 9th.
Yeah, now during the war. And on top there are two others that were killed in the past years.
So these are Israeli
fallen soldiers in the past few years.
that are not Jewish.
No, Druze. Speak Arabic. Their mother tongue is Arabic.
It's amazing how many people don't know what this country is made of. Who's in our country? Who are the citizens?
We have 100,000 Druze in Israel and 30,000 more in Golan Heights. In Golan Heights, they are not obliged to serve in the IDF, but we have good relationship with them. The rest of Israel, they are obliged to serve. They made a commitment to the state of Israel. As I've said, they believe that they should be loyal to the government wherever they live.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the signs all in Hebrew.
Yeah, but so this is a Druze town?
Yeah.
So we just got an announcement, a notification that a Nun Tet, which is an anti-tank missile, was just fired on Kiryat Shmona, which is where we're going. So that's why we have some helmets and bulletproof or shrapnel-proof vests in the back, but that's where we're going. And the problem with anti-tank missiles, as Sarit was explaining to me, is that, now there's some more Jews women, is that when you're in a tank and you have missiles, anti-tank missiles, then the tank can protect itself. It's got the technology, but they're using them against civilians, and you can't protect yourself against an anti-tank missile. But we're going anyway.
So we just passed Kibbutz Sasa. It's a regional school in Kibbutz Sasa. Kibbutz Sasa is evacuated. It means that the students that are going to the school had to find, that are not living in Sasa, that are living elsewhere here and were not evacuated, needs to find a new school.
Didn't the missile fall on an auditorium or something?
Next to the, yeah.
And right now we're kind of like, we're on the other side of
the kibbutz. So one side is facing Lebanon and the other side is facing Israel.
and the
So
side
that's
that's
why we
facing
can
Lebanon,
drive.
we can't, there are military closures there, we can't
Yes,
go on that
we
side.
can't go. Well, we can go, but we are risking our lives.
Yeah, let's not do that. Yeah. We had to stop for lunch.
20 minutes from Hezbollah.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, bring them home.
Okay, come out on your cover.
Okay.
Okay, just finish the coffee.
So,
Fine.
Café Shachor, that's the Israeli way to do it.
all right, how many people are there?
So we were on our way to Kiryat Shmona, which is really literally on the border, and the IDF just assassinated the deputy commander of the elite unit of the Hezbollah. And around 20 minutes ago, they also shot an anti-tank missile, actually on the road that we were on, going to go on. So we've been instructed not to go there, so we won't be going to Kiryat Shmona. We stopped to get some food, which is pretty bizarre. Like 15 minutes from here is where it happened, and look, we're over here. We're able to get a falafel, which is very good. But we might get some action soon, so we have to leave. Nuts. Absolute nuts. Okay, I know it doesn't look very dramatic what I'm filming, but actually this guy that we just got is a really big deal. Front page news right now. We really hit them hard, and now the whole of the north is in what we call a konanut, which is like emergency mode, and ready for attacks. So we're not sure what we're going to do now, but that's just the way it is. You got to kind of roll with the punches here. We're literally 15 minutes from the border, so we're going to go further down south and see what we're doing next. I think we might try and talk to a guy called Nissim who can give us some more information. That town up there, evacuated.
You can see the name, Al-Kosh.
So we were going to go to Kiryat Shmona, and then there was an attack, as you know, but we've met up with Nissan. Nissan is joining me. Nissan lives in Kfar Giladi, which is literally on the border with Lebanon, and I know he has a story to tell. So
Yeah, so Nissan Ze'evi from Kibbutz Kfar Giladi. It's the oldest kibbutz here in the Upper Galilee, established 110 years ago. In a very complicated situation. From one side, my family have been evacuated 3 months ago and became refugees in their own land. In the other side, I'm in the IDF reserve.
what do you mean refugees in your own land?
3 months ago, the government decided to evacuate all the communities that near to the border. Since then, my family, my beautiful wife, my 2 boys live in a temporary place near the Kinneret. Didn't see their house for more than 3 months, and all of that because of the threat of Hezbollah. They're shooting rockets on civilian houses, civilian
can see, yeah.
targets.
And how many people have been made refugees in the north, not just Kfar Giladi?
So right now there is more than 80,000 refugees.
80,000 people. You don't hear about that, guys.
Yeah, and it's something that never happened before in the history of Israel, even not in the independent war. And it's a real challenge, not only for Israel but also for the families. And we can feel that there is pressure from the international community to go and do another
ceasefire,
another diplomatic solution. And from the other side, there is the resident who saw that the diplomatic solution of 2006 was a total failure, and we now demand specific goals.
Yeah, you're a lobbyist for 1701.
Yeah, so after October 7th, we, the resident of the Galilee, we decide to establish Lobby 1701, which is a civilian organization that understood that we, as a civilian, have to be much more proactive about the situation here, and we are promoting one specific goal: to create a buffer zone, not inside Israel like there is right now, but inside Lebanon, exactly like said the 1701 resolution of the UN, to create a buffer zone between Israel and Hezbollah. Unfortunately, the UN, the United States, France, and all the other international community failed to implement this resolution. And the result that we can see Radwan forces, which is the commando unit of Hezbollah,
Which they just assassinated. We just got deputy commander today.
We're
actually waiting for maybe rockets to fall. So if you see us running,
we are not running.
We're not running.
We're
but,
not running.
They will
run.
We'll take cover. We'll take some cover. But yeah, sorry, you were saying.
And because of the failure of the diplomatic solution of 2006, we will not allow Israel to go to another diplomatic solution, because you cannot do a diplomatic solution with a terror organization that declare to kill you only because you are Jew.
Now, I have to say something. Like, here we are, we're in an olive, fields, but this, when you talk about resolutions and borders, and it becomes like semantics, but it's not semantics, guys. It's like, this is real. These are like, Nitzan has a family here. He lives there, and there's no one. There's a few people there right now, but they're not living there, right?
We're protecting our communities. We are IDF reserve duty soldiers that actually protecting our communities, our villages from any attempt to invade to Israel or from other attacks of Hezbollah. And yeah, exactly like you said, before October 7th, 75 startups were established here in the Upper Galilee. 75 startups that raised more than $250 million, that create thousands of high salary jobs. And all of a sudden, the entire reality has been changed. And after what we saw happen in the south, we all understood that it's our duty, the resident of the Galilee, to make sure that we are coming back to a different reality. We don't mind to be another 100 days in as refugees, as I mentioned, but we are demanding to change the reality, which means a safe zone at least till the Litani River, which is 15 kilometers inside Lebanon. Anyone who enter into this zone, a shot in the head. This is what the public demanding from the government, okay? So
look, I mean, it sounds harsh, but if you think about it, it isn't harsh. If we could have done that before October the 7th, I don't think anyone here would be opposed to that. You enter a certain area, you're a threat. And there's one more thing that I want the people listening to understand, which is, we're talking about Hezbollah. We're in the north of Israel, literally on the border. Hamas, as you know, is in Gaza, in the south. But Hezbollah are stronger. They're more well organized. And they are there, and they are very open about what they want to do. And what they want to do is kill as many Jewish people as possible and take over Israel, essentially. So if you think about what Nisan is saying, this is not some extremist. This is someone who literally wants to protect himself and his family. And there's no stopping in the north. If you get into the north and you don't have stopping power, it's catastrophic for all of us here. And I just want people to understand that the difference between Hamas and Hezbollah is, they're both Islamic fundamentalists, and they both have an agenda, which is the end of us and the end of every Jew in the world.
Totally. And if I can say one message
Please.
To the US, to the people of the U.S. and especially to the Biden administration. Any agreement that you're thinking about, we are the client of this agreement. Okay, we are the client of this agreement. You cannot shape the future of my family and my kibbutz all the way in Washington. We are the people who are supposed to be here, so don't try to shape my future here without asking me what should be the ultimate condition to bring back our families back to the Galilee.
Well said. Thank you, Nissan. Thank you. And thank you for doing what you can to protect us. באמת תודה.
You're welcome. Am Israel Chai.
Am Yisrael Chai. Hey, so I'm in Kibbutz Sasa, which is 2 kilometers from the border. It's a kibbutz that has been partially evacuated. And on Saturday, Hezbollah attacked and succeeded in hitting with around 40 missiles, 40 rockets. And you can see there's a mountain over there. And at the top of that mountain is a base. And they succeeded in damaging the base. And yeah, like around 40 rockets. So we're right in the danger zone, but people are continuing to live here and to function under enormous pressure. And again, we just took out, the IDF just took out the deputy of the second in command of the Hezbollah elite unit. So I don't know, waiting for some action here, but just want to show you kind of where we are. Kibbutz Sasa, S-A-S-A. You can look it up. By the way, you're probably wondering about the vest and the helmet. So this vest is not good for. It's not bulletproof, but it's for shrapnel, and this is a very strong helmet. Because we're so close, I'm here with someone else. We're not taking any chances, and we're just wearing them. But yeah, it's not a ceramic vest. It's just it won't stop bullets, but it's apparently good for shrapnel. But let's hope none of that happens. So what was that we just heard?
I don't know.
No, what was it?
Rachel,
Rachel, what was that boom? That was us or them?
מה?
זה היה אנחנו או הם?
עכשיו?
כן.
זה היה אנחנו.
That was us.
הם היית שומע שריקה קודם.
So if they're bombing, then we hear a siren? Got it, okay.
לפני הבום אתה שומע שריקה. עכשיו אם אתה שומע את הבום רק זה בום של יציאה.
Okay, good. All right, okay, that was us. You didn't hear it, but that was a big boom. All right, so we're getting ready.
No, it's not a big one. It's a medium.
It's a medium. Okay.
We are going towards the auditorium of Kibbutz Sasa, where all the community events used to be held here with the students. It's a regional school, so students from around the Galilee came to study here. It is, of course, closed now. Nothing is happening here now. This place was directly hit from an anti-tank.
This place right here?
Yes, in a
Okay.
minute you'll see. And part of it is in an area which is seen from Lebanon, and that's how they launched the anti-tank against it. We are not going to go through this area because it's too dangerous. So
But this
it's
is,
kind of bypass.
This is
That's the hit?
a hit.
Yeah.
זאת הפגיעה.
Wow, okay, this is the direct hit. Okay.
זאת הפגיעה באודיטוריום.
Wow, this is like when you see the blast like this and you see it, just the force. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, all of these things, just like a direct hit. And you can't hear them, but we're hearing a lot of booms.
לא לצלם את העגורנים.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. It's fucked up. This is in the north, guys. You hear about the south all the time. This is happening in the north. Okay, here in this Kibbutz Sasa, and it's typically around 450 people live here. And right now there's only a few tens. I don't want to say the exact number, but like a few tens of people that didn't evacuate. And this is where kids used to, it's an auditorium for kids. direct hit. Like if there had been kids here, it's impossible to live in the north right now. I mean, people don't understand, but like almost 100,000 people in the north are not displaced, they're refugees, you know, and it's Hezbollah has to be dealt with. They're worse than Hamas, if you can believe it. They're more powerful. They have more arms. They're better trained, and they have much more firepower, long-range missiles that can reach Tel Aviv and beyond, and with devastating consequences. So, yeah, direct hit. Okay, so I'm in the auditorium, and I'm going to show you from the inside what happened. Just you have to understand, though, this is just one hit out of hundreds that have hit the north. You know, and it's just imagine if there had been people here. You know, apparently reached all the way to the stage, but you know, it's just there was no one here. But there are hundreds of rockets and missiles that have been landing in the north, and just so that you understand, when people say, just a couple of rockets, you know, really, do we need to evacuate? I mean, is Hezbollah just doing things for show? This is not for show. This is a rocket attack, which I mean, is killing people, can kill people. So, yeah, you guys need to know this. The world needs to know. Hezbollah is a serious threat, and they haven't really done anything yet. Yeah, I went through the wall.
כן.
Oh.
הוא נכנס פה, והגיע למסדרון בית ספר.
Okay, so
so...
this behind this wall is a school, and the rocket went through and into the other wall of the school. I don't know if you can hear the booms outside, but it went through that wall. Okay, I don't know if you can see. There's a hole there. It came through there, and it landed and it blew up here. All the the remnants, and it continued over here. Now this is a school. This is the school of the kibbutz. So it's just thank God that there was no one here, and yeah.
אם זה היה מגיע, נאמר, מהצד הזה, זה היה פוגע אחרת. כן. זה עניין של כיוון.
So we are 2.2 kilometers from the Israeli-Lebanese border. Just on the other side, there is Hezbollah. Just on the other side, there are Muslim Shiite towns where Hezbollah, on the one hand, entrenched into the population, supporting the population, providing them with services, and on the other hand, hiding its missiles, its munitions, its rockets inside the homes or under the homes of the Lebanese. And we are 2 kilometers from there.
Okay, so we're leaving now Kibbutz Sasa, but I wanted you to help us understand what Hezbollah has actually done. They've actually helped displace almost 100,000 people, like 80,000 people from the north. Tell us about how that affects, for example, here Kibbutz Sasa.
This place is empty. Most of the people left. It's a regional school. Children cannot go to school, so even those who don't live here and were not evacuated needed to go to other schools. We don't know when life will be back here. People are spread in different hotels in different places of the country. And that's the reality in 30 communities. 30 communities in Israel.
So let me ask you one more question, which is a dumb question, I know, but I want to ask the dumb question, which is, what does Hezbollah want?
This.
What?
Hezbollah.
What do they want?
For Hezbollah, the situation that was created here, it's a win-win. If it stays like that, it got an achievement. Israel created a security zone inside Israel. People cannot go back to their homes.
So we actually want to push the security zone into their territory.
He wants to destroy the state of Israel. It doesn't mean that he wants to do it in one day. Okay? So as much as possible, weakening Israel, creating this kind of achievement for it, great. If it will deteriorate into war, okay, this is the interest of Hezbollah at first place, to drag us to attack Lebanon, and then everybody will blame us. Lebanon will be distracted. Hezbollah will be capable of taking over Lebanon. There will be damages in Israel. It doesn't care. This is something that everybody needs to remember. Hezbollah doesn't care about human life. Doesn't care. Hezbollah only cares about Hezbollah and distribution of the Islamic Revolution values. That's it.
Let me ask you one more question before we go, and thank you so much for everything that you've been helping us with today, which is, I want you guys to be aware of what Sarid actually does. Please tell us, like in 30 seconds, your organization and what they do, so that people can look you up.
So, Israel-Alma.org. This is where you can find all the information about Hezbollah, Iran, Syria, Lebanon, all the security challenges that we are facing here up north. And that's actually my life mission, to provide accessible knowledge about Israel's security challenges on the northern borders.
Sarit. Thank you. Okay, guys. Thank you. See you soon.